John Brzenk, the greatest arm wrestler who ever lived. In last video, we talked about what makes him the GOAT. In this video, we will go much deeper and analyze his arm wrestling technique mastery. If you haven't seen a video on why John Brzenk is the greatest arm wrestler of all time, you can find the link in the description. As always, give some love to John Brzenk, like the video, share it with your community, subscribe to the channel, stay strong, and love arm wrestling. First, I want to tell you what I understand as a technique. It's coordination and movement pattern that uses the right chain of muscles to get the result you want. Some will call this muscle memory. Some people will struggle with technique because in your conscious mind, you're trying to control too many things at the same time by thinking about it. But what you want and what you need is to make it subconscious, where you don't have to think about all the muscles that need activation, all the pulling, pushing, rotating motion. It all comes out naturally, without a thought about process, just the goal. To get there you need repetition, like a lot of repetition. And to be able to apply it in a match, you need strength. When you understand this, the story that John Brzenk mostly trained on arm wrestling table becomes much more realistic. To make something come out naturally, fluidly, without thinking about it, you need practice and repetition. When we look at arm wrestling, the main techniques are hook, top roll, and press. They all have similarities on what muscles you need to get the move done, but in reality, they are all completely different. Very easily. Top roll is an outside move. You're going away from the center line, trying to attack opponent's hand, fingers and wrist. What we call in arm wrestling as a back pressure is the main tool for this movement, regardless of the style. This can easily be understood as a pulling away move. Hook is an inside move. It's more of an attack to opponent's arm than the hand, as you are usually moving sideways and staying closer to the center line, not back, as you would in top roll. What we call in arm wrestling a side pressure is the main tool for this movement, regardless of the style, but still has a lot of activation of back pressure as well. Press is a move when you try to press your opponent straight to the pad. It relies on shoulder and tricep strength to do the move efficiently. When we look at some of the most successful arm wrestlers on the planet, you will notice that most of them have just one ace move. Very strong move that gives them big advantage over their opponent. All the top athletes, it doesn't matter if they are top rollers or hook pullers, have different variation of the move as a backup. So they can always change something depending on opponent they are facing. New arm wrestlers usually have one variation of top roll or hook. They use it, and if it fails, their game fails. We don't see that much guys that have hook as strong as top roll, and who can switch between styles effortlessly. These athletes that can switch between styles are very rare in arm wrestling. You will not likely to see Vitaly Leletin trying to hook or press Levan Saginashvili. Usually, and this is not considering elites of the sport, hook is used by guys who have stronger arm than hand, but top roll is used by the guys who have stronger hand than arm. Enter John Brzenk. Let's start with the hook. Let's name some of the best hook pullers in the sport of arm wrestling. Rustam Babayev, Todd Hutchings, Ferit Osmanli, Denis Tsiplenkov, Devon Larratt. John has beaten all of these arm wrestlers in their move, going straight into the hook. We refer to John as the hand control himself. When we talk about top roll, there are few guys that stand out on their ability to take the opponent's hand. Cobra Rhodes, Matt Mask, Taras Ivakin, Sergei Tokarev, and many others. And again, yes, John has beaten all of them in their game, top roll. John's hand control ability to deny what his opponent wanted to do was incredible. You can find match after match where he stops his opponent with a hook-like move and denies whatever they wanted to do with his hand. You can look at 100 matches and this was his ace move, denying their opponent to get where they want to get. Well, sometimes their offensive move was too strong. That's when grind and willpower steps in. One of the best top rollers, Taras Ivakin, in his prime was so good with his top roll, there was nothing that even John could do to stop him. But there's always a way to victory, if you can find one. This match versus Taras Ivakin is one of those. John used press as a finishing move. when he was locked in a grueling inside wars versus best of the best, or fighting with the greatest top rollers who are not willing to give up even when John has taken every advantage away from them. Then there comes transitions, from hook to top roll, from top roll to press, from hook to press, and from top roll to hook. John has done and used all these arm wrestling moves versus best of the sport. Ability to change styles in the middle of a match was something John has been doing his whole career. And when you look back, like really back on John Brzenk, in his 20s, his explosiveness was extreme. He was extremely efficient in getting in position or finishing a match before it has started. Speed is a huge part of the game in arm wrestling, but most people will lose it when they get older. John wasn't an exception to this rule. He got slower by time, but he gained other things to substitute. Looking at John in his 40s and later, you can see all the accumulated knowledge and table IQ, as well as pure strength. He wasn't trying to pin the opponent, but most of the times waited to secure position and work from that. That is greatness. Not many athletes, when losing something, will try to get better at something else. John did. What can we learn from John Brzenk? Don't be afraid to lose. Losing will show vulnerabilities in your armor. Without highlighting them, you will never be able to fix them. Table practice is more important than you think. Every opponent's hand is different. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. Learn to deny their strengths and attack their weaknesses. But sometimes, go right in the belly of the beast and test your opponent's strongest move and try to beat them in their own game. Practice your winning formula as much as you can. Make it subconscious, so you don't have to think about the process, just the goal. Stay strong and love arm wrestling.